over here knows me. I'm Christine Penson. When you go on the website, you'll see Angela. That's my first name, but I prefer Christine, my middle. As Dr. Cox said before we get started, what I anticipate doing today is going through this packet. And some of this, well, the majority, all of this packet will kind of make you feel ready and you don't feel like you're missing out on something because your conference has not happened yet. But the most important thing on this front page is my email address. Parents, leading up to your conference, I want you to email me questions that you have so I can be prepared for your conference. Okay? I don't want to just get in there and sign papers and, okay, you got 12 credits, 24 credits. Okay, hope to see you May 19th. I want us to have a meaty conversation, not long, but meaty conversation, and to make sure that we've covered all our bases, make sure you don't have any anxieties. I don't have any anxieties. I don't have any worries because my kids are going to do what they need to do. Okay? So, first order of business, please make sure you take my email down. The invites for conferences went out yesterday, and they will keep flowing. I've started with A's and B's, and the way I figured it, I should be done by mid or late October with senior conferences. Okay, the first sheet in this packet discusses your transcript, how to request your transcript on Georgia College 411. Everyone should have a Georgia College 411 account because we set those up last year during junior conference, correct?
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah. Okay, if you didn't, then you didn't follow directions. You need a Georgia College 411 account. You would request your transcript through them if you're applying to a college in Georgia only. Okay? Flip over the sheet behind that is a request for transcript for a college, going out of state. That's how you request your transcript through our office.
And in some cases, some of the Georgia schools have recently moved away from Georgia College 411. So if they don't, they can do this as well, the paper transcript. Most Georgia public schools and some private are on Georgia 411, but if they're not, they can do the one that is missing.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Everyone had a chance to look at it?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. The next page in your packet is the first page to a link that shares 200 free scholarships for minorities. Okay? The link at the bottom is where you can go to access the full list of 200. It's about 19 pages, so we didn't include that in your packet. But you can go to that link and access it and see. Those are your scholarships. Okay? Okay? Now, speaking of scholarships, we're going to have two ways to access scholarships in-house this year. We're going to hold scholarship workshops twice a month on Tuesdays after school until 4 p.m. And we're also going to have a Gates Millennium Scholarship Informational that will be invite only because there are some special requirements you have to meet to even apply for the Gates Millennium Scholarship. And the most important is a 3.3, I believe. Okay? Any questions? Yes, from 3 to 4, twice a month. It will start next Tuesday. The Tuesday after Labor Day, thank you, because this Tuesday's when I start my conference, which is the 8th. The 8th.
Is it certain Tuesdays, like the second and fourth?
Right, it'll be every other Tuesday. It'll be like the
Second and the fourth.
Yeah, the second and the fourth.
Okay. All right. Some upcoming dates. The College Fair, Stone Mountain High School's College Fair. We have two this year. It will be held in the spring and the fall. The fall fair will start October the 13th through the 16th. And it will take place in the Commons area. Parents, you are invited to come out and speak with those college reps those days as well. They will be here from 11:30 to 1:45 each day. October 13th through the 16th. That's a Tuesday through Friday. And we'll have it again beginning in spring. March the 28th is that first day. We will also take students to the National Hispanic College Fair again, and this year it will be held at Cross Keys High School, November the 13th. That's a Friday. I also need at least 20 parent volunteers to serve as chaperones. I do, because we want to take them places, but we need the help and the support. November 13th, that's a Friday at Cross Keys High School. The next important date is Georgia Applies to College Day. That is November the 17th. That's where we do this big rally. We pull all the seniors into the media center, and we do nothing but apply to colleges that day. That's all we do. For free. For free. November 17th, Georgia Applies to College Day.
Let me talk on that one because I've done this program for about 8 years now. What Georgia Applies, if you Google it, parents, and you go and you look up Georgia Applies to College Month, it'll come up. This is something that was started by the Georgia Student Finance Commission, the same people who host the Hope Scholarship and things like that. So what they do is they started this initiative, especially for students who receive free or reduced lunch. If they get the ACT, SAT waiver type thingy, they're gonna, and Ms. Pinson will talk to you about those waivers also. But basically on that day, it's a collective day for us. Of course, when we're doing scholarships on those evenings, on those Tuesdays, we're also gonna be doing college applications. But this is a day when a month, when Georgia sets aside and say, okay, all of these schools, especially in Georgia, the university system of Georgia, we open up our portals or however they do it. We'll explain it to the students and you as well, because you're invited to come as well. We do provide lunch that day. You come, so you'll be, for the parents. For the parents. Okay. We're not there yet. When you make your big money, you come back and give us some then. So what you'll do is, for example, the students on average, we always tell them, like in the conference, Ms. Pinson will say, give me your 4 schools you plan to apply to. I don't want to go to 4. If you don't want to go to 4, we're still going to give you 4. You're going to apply to at least 4 because they're your high school and you're thinking, I don't want to. But the day after graduation, we see you in Walmart and you're like, no, you're going to see me in Walmart and say, thank you for making me apply because I'm starting. You know, the teenagers, they think they know. They kind of know. They will get there. But they'll do the applications and we'll have college admissions reps. You as parents, you all know how to do that, all of that.
She loves the mic.
I love the mic, okay.
We will put her back on stage when we need her, okay? She's very passionate. I love my supervisor, Dr. Shawana Cox. Okay, now, parents, some things I know you all have been going to the school website. Dr. Cox put up a PowerPoint with counseling information on the Stone Mountain High School website under the counseling tab. A lot of pertinent information will be there, and probably next week we will have our individual website set up. So you can go to my website and get nothing but senior stuff, and if you have a freshman N through C. Okay? You can go to Dr. Cox's website and get junior stuff, and counseling information that she wants everyone to know, and letters A through C of 9th grade. And Mr. Williams for 10th grade, okay? All right. Another important thing that we really don't like to hear about, and I really hope I don't have to send out too many of them, but one thing I want to touch on, importantly, bless you, is the 4.5-week letter. At the 4.5-week grading period, if you're not passing your classes, I'm going to send a letter home to let you know that. Because we don't want anyone to be surprised and say, no one told me my child was failing something. I didn't hear anything from the school. Now, parents, your responsibility is to make sure your address is correct in the system. Because those letters are going to be sent out certified mail. Okay? Hopefully you won't get one. But if any letters come back, I'm going to make a phone call if the number's correct, or if I can get a great working number to let you know I have a letter here, your child failed something. Let's get in, put a plan together. Let's schedule some parent-teacher conferences. Let's do what we got to do, okay? Now, in that same vein, I put about 10 kids on credit recovery. Those students, please be advised, you will be meeting with me every Friday at 2 p.m. so I can check your progress and see what's going on with you with credit recovery. Because if you don't pass that class, you don't do what? Graduate. Thank you. think Dr. Cox is gonna see her students as well, on Fridays as well. And also, let me jump back. Well, Dr. Cox spoke about the college fee waiver application, and it's pretty much based on free or reduced lunch. And when you register for the SAT, or take the SAT, College Board will send your child an email saying, the attached are some fee waivers for applications. Okay? So a lot of responsibility is going on your child to make sure they're checking their emails, staying on top of things. And you probably need to be a taskmaster and make sure they're doing that. Because whatever they register with, College Board is going to send an email to that email address. If you flip to the next page, that back page, where I have senior brag sheet and information, a lot of you all will be applying for scholarships, internships, and you need a letter of recommendation. I remember the first year I was here, I think Dr. Cox wrote like at least 150 letters of recommendation. The only way we can do that efficiently is to have you fill out this brag sheet so we know exactly what you want someone to know about you, okay? So take this sheet, go ahead and complete it. If you want to go ahead and turn it in to me, I'll file it and I'll have it on deck. So when you come to me, not at the last minute, not when the scholarship is due, at least a week, and say, Ms. Pinson, I need a letter of recommendation a week out from this day. Can you do it? I'm going to say, do I have your brag sheet? Can you sit down and fill it out now? Okay? Because I want to make sure I put my best foot forward when talking and bragging about you. Okay? The next sheet is ACT 2015-16 dates, the deadline for registration. As of now, we don't have our ACT vouchers in. Our secretary, Ms. Shipman, called and inquired about them, and they said that they would be here by the end of August. We have not received them yet. We hope to have them by September the 18th. Okay? We have our SAT vouchers in place. The next sheet, if you turn over to the back of that, we're trying to conserve paper. You'll see the dates there, the deadline for registration. And a lot of you all have come in and already received your voucher. And correct me if I'm wrong, they get 2 vouchers per calendar year.
No, they get,
1
yeah, 2 vouchers a year. Yeah.
of each
No, total.
total.
2 SAT total.
And 2 ACT. Okay, so I was just saying it differently. I had to say it on my mind. Okay, thank you. Calendar years. Okay, so if you've gotten 2 for 2015, that's it.
Right, and that's it used to be different. And at one point, for example, most counselors, if you needed 7, you would give them 7. Then they started tracking. Like somebody told me the other day, they went into register and they told them, I've already used my quota. So please make sure if you sign up, you go, because if you sign up and you miss the date, they're not gonna let you get another voucher. We give it to you, you
Can't use it.
can't use it.
Yeah. And another component, another piece to that puzzle is SAT registration and test day checklist. If you've never taken the SAT, please pay close attention to this sheet. These are some things that you need on that day. You need to print out your ticket. You need to make sure you have an ID with your name and address, date of birth. They want to make sure no one else is taking the test for you, pretty much. That's what that is for. Okay, and if you register for the test, you're going to be on their roster, so there'll be a seamless check-in. Okay, that's that next sheet, giving you a little bit more information about test day and meeting the requirements for walking into the test. And the last sheet in my packet is the information about the senior portrait. Of course, after reading over this sheet, you can contact Ms. Mason and her email she requests if you have any questions about senior portraits. But all your information that you need is on this paper right here. I'm not going to be long. Okay.
this sheet, parents and students, one of the things that we've struggled with is tracking the monies and the schools that you all are attending, because I went to a meeting and they were talking about scholarship totals at Stone Mountain and places, and my face dropped when I realized there is no way, and I wasn't the senior council last year, but I know there is no way that this is the amount we had. I know we had at least double that. So what we want to do is be able to announce this for you at graduation. So this white paper that you're having, we're going to ask you to, once we finish, we're going to ask you to fill this out and give it to us on your way out. We're going to have you fill this out, student name, and then of course we're going to remind you periodically to come to the counseling office, let us know where you're applying, what scholarships you're applying for, when you get the money, because you will get some money. But the early bird gets the worm, and I always say to the students, don't get frustrated. Nobody gives out money first semester. This is the time you're applying and applying and applying and applying and applying and applying and applying. But come January, February, when we start making those announcements, we don't want you to be in shock like, oh, I didn't know that. Yes, you did. We told you. It's on that list, you know, or whatever. And of course, we'll make announcements. Sidebar, how many of you all are on Facebook that go to the Facebook page? I know it's for old people. Okay, now this is what I need you to do. I need you to commit to going to our Facebook page with the old people / Mr. Wright. Because Mr. Wright puts everything on Facebook right now. Let's give it up for Mr. Wright. And you know, not bragging on Mr. Wright, but he does it because he loves you. Like right now, he has a whole list, and he reminded me of scholarships that are due in October, that are coming up. And he puts everything up there. He put this announcement on Facebook. All kinds of things. We have it on Facebook. We have it on the website. We're about to, okay, maybe corny, but we're going to be recording ourselves on YouTube, parents. Yeah, he's streaming us so that parents can go and look at this on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, so that you, for the seniors who wanted to miss OEC or whatever, there's no reason for you to do any of that. We got you. We got all of it. We got you. So, you know, make sure that you fill this paper out, and that's it. But I do want to say, you know, seriously, seniors, seriously. I know you hear me talk, and you know how much Ms. Penson loves you, but she really goes all out to, you know, for you all as seniors. You're her first graduating class here at Stone Mountain. So what I really need you all to do is really make sure you stay on point. Don't wait until the last minute to talk to your counselor, because you know you can. Okay, you know you can. So you did, you know, especially last year for junior conferences, Ms. Penson was pregnant and stayed here to redo your junior conferences because you all missed them. Don't miss them this year. Okay, don't miss them. The senior conference, this is your life. And as I said to my own children, this is the last time in your life, and parents can attest to this, this is the last time in your life you will have this number of adults working for you for free. After this, there is no free. Everybody has a consultation fee of at least $100. The plumber, the bar, whoever. Everybody wants you to pay them. So next year, you know, unfortunately, we have to tell people, they'll say, can you give me a fee waiver? I had to turn somebody down the other day. They track them now. At first, I used to say, yeah, sure, give it, yeah, here you go, take 10. You know, whatever, somebody's not using them. Now they're like, no, you're out of school. We can't sign them anymore, and I need my check. I have children I have to take care of. So next year, when I see you, I will hug you, but I can't give you a fee waiver. Talk to Ms. Penson now, okay? We don't want to have to send this stuff back. Talk to her now, okay? Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Underwood is going to speak with you all as well. I have some conferences that I need to pass out letters for next week. They did not, apparently when we called for you, you were not in class, I don't know where you were, but you need your letters. And I tried to give you a week notice. I really want to give you a week notice. Denaya Brown, Myron Boynton, Charisma Boynton, Kamari Brown. I have your senior conference schedule. And then I have some for next Thursday and Friday. So before you leave here, and you know if your last name is BC, please see me so I can give you your invite for next week. And we now have Ms. Underwood coming up to speak with you all. There's a paper going Ms. Underwood is our senior sponsor. She's been doing doing this, and she has it down to a science. So I stay in my lane, I handle academics, and I let Ms. Underwood stay in her lane and handle graduating them, meaning the facilities and all those type things. So if you can see, she has it broken down really nicely, and hold your question.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Okay, I need your undivided attention. Please stop talking. Thank you. Good morning, parents and guardians. How are you all? All right, again, I'm Miss Underwood. For those of you who do not know, my classroom is B315 down on the Arts Hall, the same hall as Mr. Tarver's office. What I have here on the blue sheet is a breakdown of your senior dues. We have scheduled the graduation for May 19th at 6 o'clock p.m. at the Georgia Dome, okay? Now that is scheduled because the first thing they need for me to put the contract in is a $2,500 deposit, which is not a whole lot, you know, when you pay your dues, okay? That's a small amount. The overall cost for graduation, when we talk about everything from programs to everything, is about $23,000. Okay, so it's expensive, but again, you've been in school for how many years, and this is your showcase to show that you have achieved the requirements to graduate, okay? So with that said, you have a choice of 2 packages if you're looking at your sheet. This is up to you and your family, which one works for you better. You cannot pull out things and make your own package. It's just A or B. Once you commit to your package, it cannot be changed. So make sure you discuss it, you know, thoroughly and understand which one you're committing to. So package A is the most expensive one, and it is $270, okay? And that includes your graduation fee. Everybody pays that $150 for just graduation, because remember I told you graduation is over $20,000, okay? Yearbook with Miss Mason, this is just to get the yearbook. It's $55 in the senior dues. I think when you buy it separately, which you can, because yearbook, you know, has their own sales going on to anyone in the building, I think it's a little more expensive. But when you get into your dues, it's $55. Activities, $40. We just kind of play around and allot some money for activities. Things that have been done in the past, of course, would be like the senior cookout. We've even done senior dinners, bowling, skating, ice skating, you know, things of that nature. We had the game truck at the senior cookout last year, which was real nice. I always get things catered, and you know, we're not going to throw anything together halfway for you for your senior year, so we try to make it as nice as possible. And then your senior t-shirt. With the $25 in the past, with the company that I've been working with for the last 2 years, I was able to get a long sleeve shirt and a short sleeve shirt for that $25 price. I don't know if that will happen depending on the design that you all come up with and then the company that we go with, okay? And then you have, that's how you get to that $270 mark. And then for package B, that is for students who may have some financial concerns, or they just don't want to be a part of all of that, you know, or we have students who are only in the building at the end of the day, you know, or whatnot with other programs, Mortec or work study, what have you, but you can just pay the actual dues, and that's $150 for package B. So that's you can make that choice with your family. Now outside of this, and I already spoke with you earlier this school year, you need $10 for what? Right. All right, so if you look at your paper, it tells you in the fine print of under the dues, all seniors are expected to order their cap and gown package individually from Herff Jones. And it just states that we are not affiliated with Herff Jones, meaning I just put that disclaimer there because I won't be taking funds. I'm not going to commingle and try to hold out funds for Herff Jones and Stone Mountain. I'm not at liberty to take any money from Herff Jones, their outside company that comes in, our vendor for cap and gown. Now they'll have on the 22nd, remember September 22nd, if you bring in your $10 deposit, and when you bring in your $10 deposit for your cap and gown. The whole cap and gown package that you have to purchase, that we require you purchase from them, includes the cap gown, the tassel, the diploma cover, and then that collar that we started last year, the nice collar, for $60. So the whole package can be paid on the 22nd for $60. However, if you pay the $10, then you know you have one, and you're just gonna continue making payments when they come back, you know, to get up to that $60. As long as you pay $10, it's gonna help you out in the long run, okay? Because what happens is, if you don't have it ordered by the end of this semester, and those dates are forthcoming, they will charge late fees. And it goes up $10 per month. And every year I see people paying $90, $80 for something that costs $60. And all they had to do was put down $10 the first day, okay? So make sure you gather that $10 for sure before the 22nd, so you can put down your deposit after his presentation. Also with Herc Jones, they're gonna have a lot of things that you can purchase. Their packages go up to $300 and more. I mean, you can really do it big and spend, you know, $500 or $600 if that's what you and your family would like to do. They have several products that he'll go over that, you know, are geared to the class of 2016. I think I kind of covered. If you look here, it gives you payment dates. When is the first payment due? September 30th. And I'm asking for $100, but if any of you have worked with me in the past, I will work with you if this amount is not feasible for your household, okay? If you have $30, and that's all you have for the 30th, that's fine, because remember, I want to get more than $2,500. That's nothing. That's just a couple of you all paying this $100. And, you know, if I can send a $5,000 check, that's wonderful. You know, and then also we need to look into t-shirts. Usually I spend about $2,100 or so on t-shirts, just roughly, to get you all nice shirts. So we need to have probably by the September date, within that week, you know, the first week of October, I need to have at least about $10,000 in your account to make stuff start to roll, you know, pick up and be able to start paying things off for you and scheduling other things. So again, September 30th, if you can bring in that payment, only cash or money order, okay? And the bank's cashier check is fine. We consider that a money order, but no personal checks. The school will not take personal checks, okay? So please, on the back side of your sheet, you will see this needs to be filled out in its entirety. It's kind of like almost a contract per se, saying that it's okay for me to take funds from students, and it also helps me with my bookkeeping. But the student name goes on the top where it says name. Then you're choosing your package. Remember, make sure that you choose your package wisely. If you're getting package A, then I need to know your t-shirt size so I know what size to kind of order. You signing your parent or guardian. You bring this in for your first payment, the very first time you pay. I'll receipt you your money always. I always receipt money with the DeKalb County, you know, official receipt. So you will get that when you give me your money. And that's the gist of it. You can come pay. You don't have to adhere to these dates. If you want to pay it all off early, that's fine. If you want to pay $200 more, you know, I always talk about less, but you can always pay more and pay it off at any time. So I just kind of give a little schedule, and I try to do the end of the month because, like me, that's when, you know, I get paid. So I thought that would help out families. Are there any questions about the dues at this point in the graduation date? No questions? All right. For senior council meeting, we usually do on Mondays. And that's where any senior can come to the meetings after school and be a part of the decisions. Like, I don't dictate what you do. I hear from you all as a senior class, those students who want to come to the meetings and decide like what your t-shirt is going to look like, what activities you want to do, and anything in the building that you all feel like you have a concern with or whatnot. This Monday, of course, is a holiday.
So I think we'll start up, I'll make announcements all next week, but the following Monday will be your first senior class council meeting. And anyone, all of you are invited, anyone who has, transportation after school to leave, when it's time to go, you're welcome to come, okay? And if you have ideas already, go ahead and start thinking about, come with stuff. If you see a t-shirt you like, snap a picture, screen save it on your phone, draw it. Some of you are very good artists, whatever, so we can have some, something to kind of start off the dialogue, or even if it's that good, we can just choose it or vote on it for your senior t-shirt. Okay? Any other questions? Oh, no, not now. I think you need to make sure you finish up all this academic stuff. And let me say that too, just as a disclaimer. For the most part, your dues are non-refundable, okay? Because as the money is coming in, seriously, I'm spending it out. Money just doesn't sit in your account. Your account gets low like 5 or 6 times during the year because I'm constantly paying stuff off or putting a deposit down on this or that, whatever we have going on. So be mindful of that. In certain situations, if you transfer to another DeKalb school, we can transfer some of the money over to you for that, their dues. Like let's say you left Stone Mountain, you went to Tucker because you all moved or something. But for the most part, just the full refund never happens, because I've even we had a student last year who moved like to Augusta. And so I'd already bought everything for him, so I promised his family, I just did a care package. I put his cap and gown in there, his yearbook, his t-shirt, everything, and mailed it to Augusta because I've already bought it for you. I couldn't give a refund back to him. So I'll definitely make sure you got your stuff, get your stuff rather, give me a good address. But for the most part, we hope we don't have any situations, but I just wanted to just let you know about that, okay? Again, any questions from parents or anyone? All right, so we want to get this date secured for the dome, so you can start bringing money as early as Monday. If you got some in your pocket, Tuesday, thank you, Tuesday. But don't forget to have this blue sheet I must have signed before I can take any funds from you. You all are still, under the regime of your parents. I don't want anybody to come back and say they didn't know you were paying this. This information will also be on the website at least by Tuesday, so if you already know if your parent wants to see it, or you misplace your sheet and can't get back to me, you can go on the website, by Tuesday or Wednesday of next week and get this information printed off as well. All right, if there are not any questions, I thank you all for your attendance.
I want to take some questions. If you have any questions right now, parents, students, I want to take a few questions. Yes, ma'am. She asked about the prom. Have we got any information about the prom?
That's from the junior class sponsor, does the prom, not the senior.
Right, with Ms. Malou, she's gonna have a sheet that talks about the prom, but generally the way that proms, and I remember when I was a senior class advisor, it was the same way. Generally, the prom is paid for by the juniors. So it depends on the junior, they kind of pay for it the year before. So as soon as she gives us that, by the time we get some of these packets together, we should have a sheet. I know she was trying to work on it today, but I don't know if she got it together. But I know it's coming soon, and I think she's trying to get the same place, I think. The same place it was last year, I believe, but we're not sure yet. But that's Ms. Malou. Who's that? But if you contact us, we'll find out. Any other questions from the students or the parents?
Were you saying about how you wanted to email you questions we were going to ask you?
Yes, my email.
Putting on the paper?
Yes, the front page of your packet, that red page, my email is there. That's Angela_C_Pinson, PINSON. at DeKalbSchoolsGA.org. Excuse me, and I'll repeat the question so everyone can hear. What if the students wanted to go to the military? Mr. Williams. We'll give you the date for the upcoming ASVAB test. Mr. Williams does that. And that's managed very well in our building. We have a great working relationship with all branches of the military, and they know to come to Mr. Williams after that test to get those results. But we will offer the ASVAB in the building.
And I think we're offering it more times. I think it's gonna be 2 times this year, 2 or 3 times, because generally the military gives us the dates for all of the schools, and then they come out. But I think that when we talked to the guy, he said they're gonna try to give us an extra date. And when we're applying for colleges and things like that during the conferences, we're not just talking to the kids about, of course, when we ask them, what schools are you gonna attend? Of course, they're gonna say, I'm gonna go to Harvard, I'm gonna go to Savannah State, I'm gonna go to UGA, and, you know, and of course, apply to those schools. But we also encourage them to apply to schools within Georgia as well, local, because you never know what can happen financially. A lot of times, it's not that our students don't get in. What'll happen is they get admitted, but we talk to you again and again about scholarships because, and again, I don't want to sound pessimistic, but if you look at that PowerPoint that we have on the website, and please read it because it's very, very good. Most people do not go to school on full scholarship, and people have ideas that, okay, there's a magic scholarship for me. This is my favorite one. If I'm left-handed, I want that scholarship. You know, if I'm the first in my family, if I get disability. There may be funds, but there's such a thing as how much does this college cost and what can I afford? A Pell Grant does not automatically cover all of your money, all of your everything. You know, it's a package. And by the way, during the week when we have the college fairs, we did this last year, we're doing it this year also. We have information sessions for the students, so we'll invite you again as well. So the people from the Georgia Student Finance Commission who handle Hope Scholarship, who handle the Hope Grant, who handle all of those kinds of things, we'll talk to them about FAFSA so they can know. So they'll have that workshop one of the days, I think that's the Thursday. And then we also have a lady, Ms. Gibbons from Wells Fargo, that comes in to talk to them about about your finances during college. Don't get those credit cards, you know how many of us messed up. They meet you at the school. Well, actually, they can't do that anymore, but they talk to you about financial planning. Afternoon, OEC, you all, your bus is here. So we're getting started early with the financial aid this semester and next semester. Oh, the Georgia Applies to College Day is all day. What we try to do is we try to be as least disruptive as possible. What'll happen is we'll schedule them, for example, most of them have economics, British lit, those kinds of classes. So usually we'll take the whole class, put them in the labs, and then they'll have the people assigned to them. Yep. Most of the schools are in Georgia. Most of it, the question was, on Georgia Applies to College Day, does this apply to only the free and reduced lunch students? Yes and no. Most of the schools will accept the fee waivers from College Board, so that's how it's free. But on the other hand, some people, and we don't know who they are until the day of, some people will open their portals. For example, a lot of times schools in our neighboring states, like certain places in Mississippi, certain places in Alabama, they want our students, so they'll say, okay, we'll be free as well. But they don't announce that to us, and the reason they don't is, I remember the first year they did this, like 9 years ago when I was at McNair, they just told us who was free. All of the children applied to every single school, and that was a nightmare for the admissions officer. So you apply, you have 1,000 children applying to Mississippi State, and you know you don't intend to go, but they're excited. You know, they're excited they're applying to college. And then they get a button saying, I applied to college, you know, that kind of thing, or whatever. So that's why they don't tell us until that day. So when you're meeting with Ms. Pinson and you're having your conference and she's saying, think about the schools you want to apply to, if you haven't started applying already, on that day when you go in, they have their transcripts. They'll have their transcripts, they'll have all of their information. She'll do an activity with them, all of that kind of stuff to make sure that they're in there and they know. It's not guesswork when they come in there like, oh, how do I do this? They get in there, they get the business, and they get their receipts. So that's a part of their senior project, senior portfolio. They have to apply to colleges. They've knocked that out per semester. So that's how that works. So we don't know, if they don't get free or reduced lunch, we don't know what schools are free until that day. Any other questions? Seeing? No, the question is, should you hold off on applying to certain colleges until that day? No, no. And if you need assistance, again, email us or come over. And also on those Tuesdays, that's what we're working on. So we're not waiting until November. That's just a collective day for all of us to come together and it builds camaraderie. You're like, oh my God, I'm a senior, I'm applying, you know, that kind of thing, blah, blah, blah. You know, all of that. And then people all over the district. And if you go on the website, we're really proud because in DeKalb, only 2 schools are doing this right now that I know of. And I know it's us in Arabian Mountain. So usually what happens is the principals will go back and say, well, we're not doing it, you know, but we're actually doing it. So they have a list if you go on Google and say Georgia applies to college to show you all the, and other counties are doing it big. All of their schools do it, but in DeKalb right now, we're only 1 or 2 that I know of.
You all, I'm sorry, I forgot one thing to say as far as your dues. If you already know that you have some type of financial hardship, legitimate financial hardship, we will work with you, but you would need to express that to me. I can't read minds, so just assume things, and we could find some way to work out your dues. We have several teachers. That's why it's always good to be nice and polite and respectful to everybody in the building. You'll be surprised at teachers that go in their pockets and will sponsor a kid. I never disclose the name or anything. Dr. Jones doesn't disclose that we're the 2 people that kind of get together if you have a true hardship and can't afford your dues. But we do have an issue with things when people say stuff like in April or May, unless something traumatic just happened. So see me as early as possible if you really have a situation going on and may not be able to afford your senior dues, okay? I did want to let you all know that. But you can't graduate without paying them, so that's why I'm saying this. We do have some other resources for extreme and legitimate financial hardships. And same thing for your cap and gown. All right? Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, the parent. Listen, the parent is talking. They have College Board websites. They know that. Oh, you mean you need to know it? We can show it to you, but they pretty much know about College Board. They have accounts. They've been doing it. But yeah, there are locations on it. Okay, students. Wait, before you on your way out, I'm going to be back there so that you can give us that white sheet. We need that.
And students, I need to see some students. If you have the last name A, C, A, B, or C, I need to see you. I have your invite for next week, so don't rush out, okay? And I'm going to call you up by name.